I think it's about making a difference. And today I think an L&D's role for me in the way I visualize it is like an artist's role. You have a canvas and you have multiple colors. And is there a way you can color it based on what your final learner wants? I think one of the plays for sure is the analytics part, right? What is data telling you? Is there a pattern? The second thing that we shy away is to build what is required than what we like to build. Are your metrics learning hours, or are your metrics the impact that you've created on the learner or on business? What is your ROI, right? I think that is where we have a gap, because our metrics are still on how many learning hours have I clocked, how many programs have I rolled out, how many people have taken my learning courses. So I think we need to move away from those metrics. I think the implications is going to be that you will have a friend in technology which is going to help you, support you in many ways. The struggles that you've had in the past of seeing patterns or metrics or data which you had to probably cull out manually, you'll probably have technology that will support some of that and throw up insights that will help you define what your next steps should be. I think a lot of times it is about prioritization. Prioritization both for business and for the learner. Learning is the first, usually, it's the first one that gets dropped if there is another priority that comes in, right? There's always an excuse for not attending a learning or a training program than to attend a training program. The second, and I would probably have put this as the first one, is how do learners see this benefiting them in the immediate term, medium term and the long term. And the reason I bring that up is if I really know the impact of this training or learning in the larger career context, I will make time to prioritize this as part of my schedule for the day, right? This conversation needs to take place first. The individual needs to be very, very clear on how this is connecting to his or her career. The second is how the manager plays that catalyst role in having that conversation on how this learning is a significant part of your larger career. Today, they're pretty disconnected. Learning becomes like a one-off thing and career is another conversation altogether. We're not bringing the two. We're not making it more relevant to the role, relevant for the job that I do. So because they're so disconnected, learning is just a day off from work that I take off and I come back. As L&D professionals, we should be an integral part of making that connection happen. So using technology to connect with your learner before they walk into the classroom or take a module is very, very important. Making them understand the purpose of learning before the learning begins, and then the learning, and then how do they apply that. Because if you're able to make the purpose of the learning very, very clear, I think application becomes very, very easy. I think it's a great initiative because I've heard about this from a couple of people, and I feel that L&D professionals and best practices need to be shared, and these are forums that you have where people, like-minded people and diverse set of people are coming together to share their best practices. And I think given the pace at which technology and expectations are changing across organization and industry, I think it makes sense for us to come together and say, tell us what's worked for you. How have you been through this journey? Is there something that I can pick from you and probably execute or implement that in my organization? Where have I failed? Is there a way that failure can become a lesson for somebody else who's probably in a similar journey? metrics, what are some metrics that's working for you, that's probably not working for me? Is there a way we can come together and brainstorm and look? I think we do need forums like this where people come together, share best practices, and we have learners who are benefiting from this too, because there are different organizations who are attempting to do this, but I think more the merrier given the pace at which we are moving. If you're here to make a difference of bringing learners and teachers together, because you need not necessarily be the only person teaching, right? If you can create forums, practitioners and platforms that brings learners and teachers together, I think you've done a great job. You're already in the L&D space. But if you really want to start somewhere, I think the first thing is for you to be a learner yourself. When you know that this is the way I learn and this is the way I enjoy learning, I think that's where learning and development starts. If you're a good follower, I think you can definitely be a good leader. If you're able to create that excitement, that curiosity, because I think that's where it all starts, learning starts, that if you're able to build that curiosity in each individual to know more, it doesn't matter what they're learning. Because I'm sure as human beings we're learning every minute from different sources, but if you're able to build that curiosity, that is going to be a big win for us as L&D professionals. I would say all of us should strive towards that.